What's up, everybody? You got the Car Man broadcasting right now. Welcome to the channel. If you get an opportunity, it would really mean a lot if you subscribed. Also, this is a playlist-based channel, so if you're looking at this, there's probably several more just like it in one of our playlists. Now, specifically, oh yeah, one last thing, shameless plug. Please follow me on Facebook. If you need to get in touch with me, real quick, real easy, no problem. All right, so yeah, you see our nice little, we're going to call this a motor mount, or what's left of a motor mount. As you see, it should have basically only so that's the base. That's the part that sits on the bottom, and this is the piece that just kind of fell out of it. So I just took this out, and I'm going to shoot a quick video on a how-to. Really just a quick oversight. It's really only got 5 bolts that hold it in. This is actually how it looks on the inside there. I believe it's probably similar to this. And this is probably sitting like this. So if you buy one, it's going to look like this while it's sitting in there. These are all 1, 2, 3, 15 millimeter. And there's 2 bolts that are on the bottom. I'll show you where they're at. Now, all 3 of these bolts right here are the same size, so no big deal there. And the 2 on the back side are the exact same size, so easy enough. So to start this project, the first thing I would tell you to do is, well, matter of fact, why don't I just show you? Alright, so put the car on jack stands, safety first, guys. We're going to have to, and do it on both sides. And make sure it's nice and completely solid, that the car can't go anywhere. For God's sakes, I need you to be safe, safe, safe. So definitely get that car planted solidly. Also chalk the back wheels and put your emergency brake up. Just want to touch base on the safety stuff. It's fun to do it yourself, but you got to be safe about it. And don't be using those cheap little jack stands. Get some real ones. Alright, so we've got this done, and the next thing we're going to need is a jack underneath the engine. Let's take a look at that. Okay, guys, so I definitely have this thing right under the, if you can actually see. There it goes, a little bit of light for you. This is by hand, sorry if it's a little shaky. So you basically put this jack underneath the oil pan. You see it's cast aluminum, so we've got to be extremely careful. By the way, this is a 2.7 and a 04 Sebring convertible. So we put that wood block in there, and basically that absorbs a little bit of the stress for the metal, so it makes it nice soft, and also spreads out the pressure point so you don't crack the aluminum. Easy to crack if it's metal on metal and just on one focus point, which we don't want to do. Now, as far as the tension on this, just a little bit. We don't need a lot, and we will need to be able to manipulate the motor up and down a little bit to actually slide it out once you get it disconnected. But for right now, if you've done that, I'm happy with you, and we're moving on to the next thing. Okay, guys, so you're going to have a few things you need to loosen up once you see this reservoir. You see it sitting right here. I just basically unbolted. These are all 10 millimeter bolts, 1, 2, and you'll see where they go. See right here, 1, 2. And then down here you have 2 more fasteners. One's for the power steering pump, and one's for the little AC bottle, which is right here. This is an 8 millimeter, so far you only need a 15 millimeter half inch and a 10 millimeter socket. Don't even have to be deep well, and then an 8 millimeter. As far as I know, that's the only sockets that I use. I think that's it. So anyway, you just kind of massage. You're going to take all these, what is it, 1, 2, 3, these 4 little bolts out. Take you about 5 minutes. Take the, oops, looks like I lost my reservoir lid. I have to find that. I'm going to kind of move that out of the way. Then we're going to kind of get the reservoir. We just kind of want to move it up out of the way. No problem. There we go. Now, see that brand new, there it is. So that's how easy it is to access. It's just right there. Now, I did have to take off one hose. You see it right here. And take it off from that side, not the side of the reservoir, because, a little tip, we have a nipple that can bust. There it is sticking out. This was, I think, is already broke because I see a brass fitting in it. But anyway, that's what I do. It did come off from that side. Always take it from this side, that way you don't have to worry with it. You might want to put something over that because you're going to have a little bit of spillage when you're moving, because as soon as the tank goes up a little bit, the fluid's going to come out. Just FYI, so you don't get a squeaky belt. Now, moving right along, you can see quickly right here that you have the one, and then on the opposite side of that, which I'm not 100% sure. No, I'll just have to show you on this old one. So what's going on right there, you see it where she's located. Well, try to get this light word. Okay, you see where she's located right there. Okay, now what I'm going to show you is how that actually unbolts. It has, oops, caught up guys, caught up. It's hard when you're rolling by hand because it's hard to keep that shake down. So this is what we're actually looking at. When we were in there, you've seen this part right here. This is what you see coming up. These are coming from the bottom, and there's one on the opposite side. And then you have 3 coming from the top. Now these are all 15mm size heads, and they're all 5 bolts. Very easy. You just take the impact or hand wrench, whatever you're going to use, and socket, and just take them off. Lefty loosey, right tight, no big deal. Okay, so that's not a problem. Now, the problem I did have, it's pretty easy actually. I'm not going to even say it's difficult to unbolt. But you have a metal pipe. See if I can keep this light going long enough to find the pipe. Here it is right here. And you can see this one right here. This right here will move. This hose right here moves, no problem. It's flexible, but this metal one does not. You see exactly where it's located. It's really a pain. So what I did basically is I took a bar and just kind of massaged it backwards. I didn't kink it or anything. I just kind of bent it till it was out of the way. And then I lifted the motor a little bit to give me access for this to move. And you just kind of manipulate it like that. You just bring up the motor a little bit, drop it down a little bit. You're going to have to play with it because it is actually stuck in there. And the real key to this job is this metal pipe right here, this water coolant pipe, I'm sure is what it is. Just moving it backwards and out of the way. Other than that, this job is, if you didn't have this coolant pipe is in the way, I'm calling this a 20-minute job tops. Like, this is just no big deal. But that's all there is to the side mount as far as putting it in. And let me show you underneath just for, just to be safer than sorry. Let me show you underneath where the other bolts are at in case you have a hard time finding them. All right, hang on one second. Alright guys, we are underneath the seam, and you will see right on the frame rail right here, you see that hole? And then you see the other hole? What actually goes in there are these very long, with a 15mm head on them, they go right through the bottom. Like I said, man, like 0 access problems whatsoever, other than this brake line that you see. It was kind of sitting in a little bit of way. You see, I kind of took it out of its little holder and just kind of moved it back. Just be real gentle about stuff like that. It is pliable. We don't want any kinks, so just take your time and just kind of move it out of the way. You take a look down here while we're at it. It's actually sitting on, if you look, the 2 bolts are right here. If you look at the harmonic balancer sitting right beside it, or right in front of it, should I say. Now look at the 2 bolts. So there you go, that's their location. Other than that, guys, like I said, if that didn't have that little pipe up there, which still wasn't bad, but if it didn't have the pipe up there, this literally would be a 20-minute job. Maybe 25, I forgot, we got to kind of set it up by jacking it up and stuff, but definitely a job you can save your money on. And if you need the part, I don't know if we're up and running just yet, but we will be having links to parts soon and products that we use. So if you want to, you can just look inside our description, press the link, and it will take you straight to it, and you can buy it, and hopefully they will pay us some money for you buying it. Yay! You know what? That never really happens in real life. I mean, it's just kind of like a thought. We kind of wish it would, but it don't really happen. Too funny tonight. Anyway, guys, I hope you were entertained, and if nothing else, de-stress yourself about this motor mount. And man, I'm really hoping this really takes care of my huge problem. Meanwhile, nothing but love from the car man at RVA. Thanks for listening. Why I broadcast you to death. Smash the like button, and we will see you on the next one. Later. Hold on, before I say later, I got to be able to reach the kill button, which I'm working on. Later, players.